You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN. And now, TSPN News with Tom Slavik. Comprehensive news because in today's world, you need more than just sound bites. TSPN, streaming on the World Wide Web, and now on demand at TSPNTV.com. Hi everyone, Tom Slavik, and it's Friday, and welcome to TSPN, and so hope you're watching this weekend. And with me today I have Terry Sanders. How are you doing, Terry?
I'm doing well. How are you, Tom?
Okay. Chief Petty Officer, ex-Chief Petty Officer. Are you ever ex-Chief Petty Officer, or are you always one?
Well, to begin with, I'm never an ex-chief, but I'm retired as a senior chief.
Senior Chief.
There you go.
All right, that's probably better, right?
Yes, one step higher.
Okay, and if you were ex, I guess that means you'd be knocked down some ranks, like I could be an ex-airman first class?
Sure.
Okay, all right. So anyway, Terry, it's really glad to have you here, and you're the Veterans Service Officer here in Amador County.
Correct.
And every county has a Veterans Service Officer?
All but one in the state of California. Alpine County is the only one that does not currently have a CVSO.
Okay, so you have Amador County. How about just for openers? Now, LA must have quite a few?
They still have one CVSO,
Okay.
However, they have several offices that are manned by VSRs. And usually in the larger counties, they will also have a veteran service director that's in charge of all the offices.
Okay, and they do like here. It's very close and centrally located. Right here, it's at Post 108, right, and that's where your office is. And in other larger counties, they have them spread out.
Yeah, of course they do. You know, if you go down like LA County, they have like 5 offices, and they'll have them in several of the main cities nearby.
Okay. Living up here, and I never needed to go and see a veterans officer, I think, when I was in LA, but I imagine it was like that. Okay, well, good. I talked to you a little bit off camera, and we're going to be talking real quick about school and some people that might be have children with people, veterans that have service-related disabilities, and some monies for that. But beforehand, I just wanted to ask, how many claims do you get, say, a year?
A year, I do about 400 claims a year, which is, obviously. And last month, I did 29 claims.
Oh, okay, so that's about one a day?
Yeah, more than one a day, actually.
Okay, because you don't work 30. You're not supposed to work on the weekends.
No, I don't, so... but yeah, I did 29 claims, and understand those are workload units, countable claims. There's a lot more that I do that doesn't go towards that. However, that's what I did.
How do you usually get someone for a claim? Do they just walk in, give you a call first? Or?
Well, a lot of times I'll have people just walk in. When I first started working here at the county, I did strictly walk-ins. And it just got to be too much, and I'd have 4 or 5 people in the office. There was no privacy. And so just this past year, I started making appointments for in the afternoon.
Okay.
And then I still have walk-ins in the morning. And a lot of people, word of mouth, or they see me on the TV, or they read one of my newspaper articles, or they come to a different event that I might be speaking at. And that's how it gets out there.
Okay. So... there's a good reach-out program to the community for the services that vets deserve and need to get. And let's talk about a couple of really good ones. And that is for, I just mentioned it, for veterans' children, if they have service-related disabilities, possibilities of I guess their kids going to college. There's some monies there, possibly?
Yeah, it's called the California Tuition Fee Waiver Program, and it's just for student dependents of a veteran that has a service-connected disability.
Okay.
And that service-connected disability could be rated at 0% or up to 100%. Understand that the only requirement for the dependent to qualify for this program is, one, that they're going to a state or university or a junior college, and 2, they have to meet the income requirements. They can't have made over $12,300 in order to qualify for this benefit.
Okay. And how do they apply for something
Well, there's
like
an actual form, everything's form related. It's called a DVS 40, but they'd come to my office, I'd give them the form. There's a part on the form for the dependent child, there's a part on the form for the veteran's information. So I would need that, and if the veteran has never been into my office before, I would need his DD-214 or her, the veteran's DD-214. And then I would also need access to that veteran's VA information, so they'd have to sign a power of attorney so I could go onto the VA databases and verify that they have a service-connected disability.
Okay, so the veteran would probably already know that he has a service-connected disability, and so
But I have to verify it.
right. But the child would most likely know about that, or in this case, a young adult, or
Well,
not, or
most children don't know why dad's the way he is,
Okay.
or whatever the case may be. But it is a great program, and if you're going to a University of California, Merced, or whatever, those can get pretty pricey. $16,000 in tuition, down to a junior college, which is maybe $1,500.
Okay, suppose somebody didn't know about this program, has already been to school for a year or two. Can they come on in and?
They can come in. However, the only way they can get that back pay or that retro pay is if they had filed a request or a claim for it and it was denied. If they didn't know about it and they never filed a claim for it, then there's nothing I can do going backwards in time.
Okay.
However, moving forward, we can. And when this takes effect is like the veteran just got out of the service. They file the claim. The claim takes 6 months, a year and a half to get processed before that veteran has that service-connected disability. Well, that dependent child can come in and do the claim for the tuition fee waiver, knowing it's going to be denied. But when the veteran gets that disability, then the child can come in and say, "Hey, I told you he was going to get it. So now let's file a claim to get that reimbursed."
Okay.
So they have to have filed a claim for it, have it be denied, and then come in and file for retro pay.
Okay. About how much, subsidy are we talking about there for?
Well, it depends on the school. If you're going to the universities, it could be $16,000, or a state university, a little less, maybe $8,000 to $10,000, and then of course a junior college anywhere between, $2,000 and $3,000, which would be a junior college. Now this is just tuition waiver. It's nothing to do with books, living expenses, none of that. It's just tuition. And then you take this form I send a letter to the college on the dependent's behalf, informing the school that this dependent is that this student is a dependent of a service-connected veteran, and their tuition should be waived.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Because it's waived, so the school doesn't get paid.
School doesn't get paid, or do they send the bill to?
No, they just don't get paid.
All right. Well.
And go a step further. If I do this in error, i.e., I don't verify they're a service-connected veteran, I don't verify that this person is an actual dependent of this veteran. That's why I have to have DD-214. I have to have an income tax return. I have to verify that the veteran is service-connected. I have to have the dependent's birth certificate with the veteran's name on it. I mean, there's a lot.
That might be a reason why you would come in and set the claim up a little early too, because dad or mom who was in the service, like myself, I remember when I went looking for my 214, when I was looking for a CalVet loan for a house, I didn't know where it was. I had to put in for that, and it has to go through channels and get found and things like that. So.
It's not uncommon for a veteran to walk in the door with their child or whatever, and I need this done yesterday, and I'm like, well, I can only do what I can do. We need to get your DD-214. That could take 2 to 4 weeks. You need to sign this power of attorney so I have access to your VA information. That could take 2 to 4 weeks. I can't quicken that. So, the old saying, poor planning on your part doesn't cause an emergency on my part. I'll do the best I can. That's my job. However, my hands are tied based on you requesting this at the last minute. There's nothing I can do about that.
Okay. All right. So that's a good program. We have another good program, and that's for I believe it's AB. That'd be Assembly Bill 935 here in California that Governor Brown has already signed. So that's already into effect, and that has to do with licenses We talked a little bit before we went on, and we have 2 minutes before we go to a break, and that was something about having a sticker or something that I could affix to my license since I'm a vet.
No, it's not actually a
Tell me then what we're talking about.
right. It's not actually a sticker. There are many states that have a veteran's insignia, something that's written on the driver's license that says I'm a veteran. California, Governor Brown just signed into law, beginning November 11th, Veterans Day this year, veterans can have that insignia, veterans insignia, put on their driver's license. It's not a sticker.
Okay.
It's actually a part of the driver's license.
So you go into the DMV?
Well, of course, that's a part of the DMV. However, your veteran status has to be certified by me.
Okay.
And so there's going to be a form that CalVet is going to release to all county veteran service officers, and so then the veteran will come in and say, hey, I want to go to the DMV and get this veteran's driver's license. You know, here's my DD-214. Can you give me the form? And sure. So let's do it. Now, what is that going to take? I have to have an original DD-214 or a certified true copy of a DD-214. Please don't show up with a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, because I will not accept it. All right, this is a big deal. The state of California has put a lot of trust in CVSOs throughout the state to ensure that this veteran's insignia is actually being given to veterans. You know, there's a lot of stolen valor out there, if you didn't know this. There's a lot of people that say this and say that and come to find out, not true.
We're going to take a break, Terry, and when we come back, we'll continue on, and stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.